We are gonna set up the Kali machine in our laptop. So you need to have two things. The first is this tool and the second ISO file. If you don't know, don't worry, I'm gonna telling a step by step. So before that, let me give you a teaser. First of all, let me show you how Kali machine will look after when you will be finally installed, because I have pre-installed it and I will show you from scratch to install. So wait for the power on, and it's taking time, so you have time. So click on the subscribe button and press the like button if you are actually liking this video. So as you can see, the interface is loaded. Then you have to press enter of on the first option, Kali GNU, and as you can see, the loading screen is initialized. So we have to just wait for a few seconds, as you can see, and then it just loaded with no problems. And this is the starting animation that we can see of the Kali machine. Then we are prompted with the username and the password, as you can see right now here. So we I have the username with Trek RNS, which is my YouTube's username too. Then we have to enter the password, so I'm not gonna telling it for security reasons. And you, as you can see, this will be the final Kali that will be installed into our machine. So I've changed the wallpaper, so don't worry about this. You will have a default wallpapers by going here to the desktop settings, by changing here to the pre-built in wallpapers that comes with it. So don't worry about this. We are gonna talk about this in the later. So now I'm going to start the action setup. So the action video starts from here. The very first thing you have to go is to Chrome, and then here search VirtualBox install. VirtualBox install, and after clicking on here you will get the first link, which is Oracle VirtualBox official website. Then you have to click here, and if you are using Windows, then you have to click here Windows source machine, and if you are on Mac OS with Apple Silicon chipset, then you have to click here, or if you're using Intel, then click here. And I would say, uh, as most of the people use Windows, then they just have to click here, and you will see that download will be initialized of 168 MB. That's okay, just wait for it to download. As you can see, I have a huge history of this, or no, of error file. Okay, then you have to click on the virtual box extension pack and wait for it to install. It's of I think 58 MB or something like that. No matter how much it would be. Then you have to go here, kali.org. Since I have pre-installed the Kali 2025.3, so I am going to Kali archive. But you have to go here to the download if you have very, I mean, latest hardware or something that is applicable with a up to RAM of 8 GB minimum and with 12th generation i5. That's okay enough. Then if you want, you can throw virtual machine. It's very handy and easy, but I don't recommend it. I recommend you to install the first one, install RMS, which gives you the complete access to your hardware and it boots up the performance. So click here for the latest version, and then here you have to click here x86 64-bit installation, and then you have to click on the install. If you want from torrent, install from here, and using some, you can install from here. And after clicking it, you will see an installation to begin soon. As you can see, it's taking time, but don't worry, it's larger file, so it might take time to start. As you can see, which is 4.3 gigabytes, but I've pre-installed, so I'm not gonna doing it back because I don't want to do the same repeated thing. So I'm going to the Kali archive, and here I'm going for the Kali 2022.2, which is 2.7 gigabytes AMD 64. So I'm going to install it, and let's wait for it to install. As you can see, and I'm meeting you. So before that, let me show you how to install the virtual pack. So I'm opening the virtual box here, so you can open too, and from here you can install, but it's more complex, so we are going to choose the simplest method. So you have to go to your downloads and simply locate the file where you download it, such as I have here. Click here, and then you have to, you will see an option of install. So because I've already installed it, so it's getting reinstalled, so I'm going to click in reinstall, and then you have to scroll till the end and then click on I agree. So as you can see, now it's installed and it's installing. As it's very handy and easy. Let's wait for our uh, ISO file to be downloaded. Now, as you can see here, we have downloaded the ISO file 2022.2. And if you want to install it as your main OS, I don't want to feel you bored. So we have to just simply go here, search for Ventoy. I'm telling you what is Ventoy. So before that, we need to install it. To simply go and search Ventoy install. Simply, Ventoy is a tool that helps you boot your pen drive with multiple ISOs. You can use Rufus, that's good, but Ventoy is a tool that gives you the option to boot over multiple ISOs. Means you can store multiple ISOs in a single pen drive. If you have a pen drive of 64 GB, you don't have to go out and purchase any more. That's sufficient. So simply you have to click here and install for the version you want. So as we can say to the downloads, and then you have to click here Windows if you are using Windows.zip, and then you have to extract the file. Since I have downloaded this, so I am going to my downloads, and let me tell you how to extract it. Let's just say this is the uh, you know uh, w- sorry, just I have to install back. It might have been deleted. Sorry, sorry, my fault. Okay, let's download it. And then you have to just click here, which is 16.7 MBs, and won't take much time because it's usually low as compared to the thing we actually downloaded yet in the past. So let me quickly check once again if I really have downloaded this before, but I don't find it somewhere. That's okay, just we have to wait for it. It's 9 MB total downloaded, 5 seconds left, so let's wait for 5 seconds. As you can see, it's downloaded. Simply, we have to go there and you have to simply extract it. So I'm before moving it to the desktop. I'm moving it to the desktop for ease, for you can say your ease or my ease. Simply you have to double click it and then you have to just drag and drop it, and now you can say it's extracted. It's as simple as that. I'm deleting this zip file, and then you have to click here. After clicking here, you have to scroll down and look for WinToy to disk. Then you have to click here. I mean double click here to open it, and yes, your bootable pen drive is ready. You have to just choose it. You have to disable the secure boot option in some PCs, and you can also enable it. That's on you, but if your PC supports it, since mine doesn't, so I don't have any. And then you can click here install. So I have already installed it and I don't want to format my pen drive content, so I'm going to click here and update it. So I think so it's very handy and easy for you. So now let's move to the installation back. It's for those who want to install it as their main OS. Now simply we have to open the virtual box, and here I'm going to create a new machine, which is our Kali machine 2022.2, and leave the VM folder as default as it is. And I suggest do not select any ISMSE currently because we will choose it later. Simply you have to choose the OS, which is Linux, and the distribution is Debian. And then you have to go here, specify virtual hardware, let's say 2048 MB. It means 2 GB is enough for me. And then we have to click here EFI to be enabled. and as I've chosen 20 CPUs, so I am going with 4 number of CPUs, and you have to click here to specify virtual disk. Since I have installed a Kali 2025.3, so I'm just giving it a space of just 30 GB because I am temporarily downloading it. Then you have to click here VirtualBox disk image. Select as if it's not selected, and you can choose the pre-allocate font size and then click here finish. So the virtual machining is now being created, so we have to just wait for it to finish. Now as you can see here, it is created as Kali machine 22.2. Then we have to click here and go to the settings. After going to the settings, you have to click on the features under general and click on the shared clipboard set to bidirectional. You have to simply drag and drop to the bidirectional, and yes, then you have to scroll and scroll down to display section where you have to set the video memory to maximum 128 MB, and if you have higher PC compatibility, then you can force 3D acceleration and set it to even 256 MB, but I'm leaving it as 128 MB. That's sufficient for us. Then in the storage section, it's the most important section, I would say. You have to click on the empty remark. Again, you are under the storage section, you have to click on the empty, then click here like a CD drive image icon, or simply it says optical drive. You have to click here and choose a file disk, then go to the downloads that you downloaded and choose the installer that you have recently downloaded, such as we have downloaded 22.2 installer AMD 64. Then we have to click here and open, and you can also install the guest editions, but we will download it later. Currently leave it as it is. Then we have to go to the audio, just don't configure it, leave it as it is. Then under network, if you want a bridge adapter, then you can choose, but if you want to later mask your IP, then choose a NAT network, which is actually good. And then you have to go to the USB. You can choose 3.0 because most of the devices now use 3.0, but 2.0 can be also. So then you have to click OK and then click on the start. Now let it power on. Wait for a few seconds to power on by itself. So as we are waiting, now as you can see, we get this interface when it finally loads. Then we have to click on the graphical install. Simply you can use your up and down arrow key, but it's at the first option, so this you have to press the enter. And after clicking enter, you have to wait for it to load and to boot. And then you have to choose the language here, click English, then click continue, and you have to choose the country from where you are, such as let us say I am from India, then I have to choose this. And then you have to choose the keyboard which you actually wanted to use. Let us say I have to use American English keyboard, that's okay. Then you have to click on the continue. Now it's detecting the installation media, which is our ISO file, and let it be detect and mount that installation media. And it's loading essential components that are important for the ISO file. So now the third thing is that it's detecting the network hardware. If your PC has built-in Wi-Fi card, then it will detect automatically. You do not have to worry. Now you will get this interface. Here you have to keep the hostname as Kali, but if you want to change it, then you can change according to you. Then you have to leave the domain name as blank as it by default. Then you have to click enter. Now enter your full name. Let us say my full name is RNS Trek. I'm going to press the enter button, and now you have to take the username for your account. Let's say I'm keeping the username as Trek RNS again, and password to be, let's say, the same as, like, I'm gonna set the password to be same Trek RNS. It's as simple as that. And since I'm downloading it temporarily and we can change it later, so I'm choosing this. Trek RNS as a username and as password for both. And you can have different because it's really important to choose both username and password to be different. Because if someone knew your password, so it's really hard to break username. And if someone knew your username, so it's really hard to break the password. Both applies. It's like a vice versa. Then from the next step, you have to choose the use entire disk and then click here continue. And since we have this 32 GB created, then we have to click on the continue and you have to choose the all files in one partition, then which you have to choose by default and press here continue. And now you have to choose your flash part name and write changes to disk and then you have to press continue. Now choose yours by down arrow key or by mouse cursor, whatever your choice. Now press continue and move to the next portion. Now the base system is installing, which actually means that you have entered the few of the last pages to install your Kali 2022.2 version as your virtual machine. Just let's wait for it to finish. As you can see in the interface that it's finally installed the base system. Now you have to choose many options out of this. Leave the Xenon because it requires high RAM requirements. Then you have to choose the XFC, which is lightweight desktop environment, and leave all the things as it is. Then press continue, and let's wait to retrieve all the files by the Kali installation process. If this takes longer time, don't get panicked. Grab tea or coffee, anything, and wait for it to install because it actually takes time. Once the installation will be done, it will install the grub bootloader, and after installing the grub bootloader, it will finish the install. So just wait for it to finish the install until, as always, just the tea or coffee you grabbed, use it. Once the installation is finished, you have to just go there and click on continue to boot. Just press enter and just wait for it to boot. And yes, as you can see, just press enter. The card is in your Linux. And now you can see that it's loading. Simply, we can set here to the resolution 1920 into 180, but you need to have the guest media guest additions to be installed. So then first we have to enter our username Trek RNS and password to be Trek RNS. Let's just do this. And now everything is done. The Kali Linux 2022.2 have been installed, but you can install the same with 2025.3 because I've already installed it, so I'm not gonna telling it. It's the as same as of that. So simply you have to go here, click desktop settings, and you can change the desktop background. There's something crazy and even more crazier by installing this. Let's say if this looks good and we will do the thing to be maybe I just love to do at scale and it will look good when we will set the resolution mode. Simply I'm leaving it as it is. Now you can just go to the settings. It will be written as settings manager and you have to go here display and you have to set the resolution to 1920 into 180 which will give this to be like this as you can see here. And now finally it fills the whole screen. I think so. Whatever your PC's resolution is, you can just give it like that. And yes, and now I'm telling you one important thing. You have to just click here to the terminal, and after clicking here you have to just, I'm zooming this for you. You have to run this command sudo apt update It will ask for password, just enter. Once the installation will be done, it will install the grub bootloader, and after installing the grub bootloader, it will finish the install. So just wait for it to finish the install. Until, as always, just the tea or coffee you grabbed, use it. Once the installation is finished, you have to just go there and click on continue to boot. Just press enter and just wait for it to boot. And yes, as you can see, just press enter. The Kali GNU Linux, and now you can see that it's loading. Simply we can set here to the resolution 1920 into 180, but you need to have the guest media guest additions to be installed. So then click here, insert guest additions image, then optical media, and click here VBox guest additions, right? And then click here. You can change this from the display settings here. So first we have to enter our username, trek RNS, and password to be trek RNS. Let's just do this. And now everything is done. The Kali Linux 2022.2 have been installed, but you can install the same with 2025.3 because I've already installed it, so I'm not gonna telling it. It's the as same as of that. So simply you have to go here, click desktop settings, and you can change the desktop background. This something crazy and even more crazier by installing this. Let's say if this looks good, and we will do the thing to be, maybe I'll just love to do at scale, and it will look good when we will set the resolution mode. Simply I'm leaving it as it is. Now you can just go to the settings. It will be written as settings manager, and you have to go here display, and you have to set the resolution to 1920 into 180, which will give this to be like this, as you can see here. And now finally it fills the whole screen. I think so. Whatever your PC's resolution is, you can just give it like that. And yes, and now I'm telling you one important thing. You have to just click here to the terminal, and after clicking here you have to just, I'm zooming this for you. You have to run this command sudo apt update. It will ask for password, just enter. And one more thing, many people just get confused that password isn't same. There might be issue, but the actual thing is that password is not so due to security agent. So doesn't panic. It's not big deal. You just have to type the correct password and press enter. Okay, and I think so it isn't verified because the public key is not available, because I'm on the version 2022.2, since you have downloaded 2025.3 as the same way like this. So make sure that really worked, and this was all. Meet you in next time, next video, and till then, goodbye, take care, love you all.